Side by side up the mountain with Cam McLeod for the first time. Mustang at the front of this field. Morris with Jordan Sini alongside him on the way up to Griffin's Bend. Dalton and McLeod are actually falling going towards him. Sorry, Tillman and McLeod are falling going towards him.
Hazelwood started blind at turn one, quickly dropping into second position was Winterbottom, and that was a classic start from the pole man. Up into third place, this is not resolved at the moment, the teammates are around the outside now, he switches line. He'll be getting a little bit of the benefit of the draft, trying to go down the inside. Of Jamie Whitcomb getting down the inside. I worry there because Jack didn't make any ground. He would have spent as a lead driver. The on-race spots. Here's the replay from above. He positioned the car early. Cam saw him coming. No argument. McLeod's driving with Hill, and some trouble as they try and address that problem underneath the back of the car that we saw on the slow-mo through the chase. Caught me out. Jurgen's in, confirmation of radio comms. Oh, it's a little bit of the diffuser, I think. Is it the leading edge of the diffuser? Yeah, it looked like originally from the front, but was it? Oh, no, it's still it's only taken to this now trying to cover up any damage that's under that diffuser. They're unstable when you get there. Danny will get up there and quite a lot in the last few laps. Tony had a little nibble down the inside. Mustang, he's out. Aaron Cameron dumping aboard. Nice and calm.
Turn the car on. Don't you go to radio camera? Don't thank you, thank you.
Nice in terms of communication. Hey, Harrington on the stints, you're a fair way back from that. That'll bode well, and in the background you Coulthard's going in, following and stalking into the lane. That's when you want the pace. Yeah, you want it at the back end. A bit more of the Jackson from the okay, just have a look at this stop. No drive change. I see Ken Watts is sitting there without his helmet on. Jacks there, and they're going to put that centre punch into the platform that above the spring. We call it a perch, and they're winding that. Looks like they're winding it down a little bit, so that will be lowering the rear ride height of the car ever so subtly, and I would say that's about preparation for a bit of shower. They're looking for a bit more drive, taking some of the energy away from the rear of the car to settle it. Try and balance it, won't be too lively in the rear for it. There he is. He's all over the rear bumper. Look to the left-hand side of the screen. He's going to force the issue, and they get down to the apex here. At the chase, they go side by side and clears it. Nice job. That's not an easy thing to do. It's making me sweat, and I'm 500 metres away from it. And I just read the play wrongly also because I thought they swapped, but they haven't. So I'm still on board. It's not Cam Warner, so it's you may not actually get to the end of this load of fuel before clean skin on a slick tyre. So here's the undercut. Yep. So not an undercut on the racetrack, but getting them out in front in the pit lane and 16 litres. Got some figures here, but exchange here as well, and Terrell may become an issue later in the day. They want the clearest possible, cleanest screens. If you're going in at 3.5 litres a second, and get an indication on that line just in front. That's Aaron Seaton climbing out, that's his helmet. Comes 35, so Cam getting in. So, we talked about in the hub this morning, which is important to just keep the back in mind mentally. For those that are running from full to empty are getting somewhere in the order of about 24, 25 laps to a run. So I wonder whether they keep Jack Stewart or just get driver laps. At the moment, Hazelwood has done 49 laps. 24. So I wonder whether they leave him in down there. So heading the two-slot queue will be Windcup when this resolves once they peel Hazel. To renew their combat. So they've combat all day, and after the stops, they've gone back out again. Reality is between them all. cross over time, Scott. Now that's to keep an eye on. And it's a penalty for car 4 for Cam McLeod, 15 seconds. The contestant on the race strategically versus the Hazelwood scenario with Gostecki and the way they went about that stop. That is a massive strategy call. They made a punt on this track, drying enough for a slick tyre to be the right tyre at the right time. Yeah, so, wow, 94 to go. And really, I don't know how it's possible to resolve the best guess when it comes to the weather in these conditions. Right, perfectly dry at the bottom of the hill. And can be raining at the top all the other way around, and that has been a factor in the way that rain just come out, because when it's thinking of their first, and the ring all of a sudden, when they congested proceedings today, I said you need to operate this race off the toes. You have to think quickly to deal with what's going on. So it's strategy. And if you're on a slick right now, you look like a hero. If you're if you're on a wet right now, you look like a hero for a couple of laps. That was ugly. They were 3 wide down there at turn 1. Oh, he's off. Brown's got hit then. And he was on slicks. I was alluding to it because they were all dealing with a 3 wide scenario down there in that midfield Bermuda Triangle where all the action has been. So this has plummeted Whitcomb, Holdsworth, Jones and Winterbottom down the order. They got a big job ahead of them now, but we've got a lot of weather to come. That right front is a problem, sorted now, but that was a delay. That was a significant delay then for Whitcomb. Out, and he dropped in behind, then Winterbottom in behind Harry Jones. So they've dropped down the order to 21 and 2 now. Wow, you've got to do some mental hijinks to keep up with who's where and what's going on at the moment. So 4 stops in the bag for our lead group. I walked out on the pit lane and 5 cars went past and I couldn't hear a thing. Right, here we go. Well, is it raining? No, very lightly, but it is dark. But there's not too much sunblock being applied? No. Green flags, we're going racing one more time. Do we have another safety car intervention? Cooper Murray's got control of the field. Thank you for the update, Mark. Then we've got James Golding, Matt Payne, Andre Heimgartner as well in this game. The radio is going flat in that car from Aaron Cameron. Tom Randall getting over his memory. By the time we get up here to turn 2, Murray's bolted down the road. And Golding's run wide here, and that's going to allow Payne up the inside. He could not stop it, and he's going to be vulnerable here, vulnerable to Heimgartner. And it's a great start here for Matty Payne. So Heimgartner gets up on the outside, and all of a sudden for Golding, the world has changed. He's gone back now into 4th position. Heim is right in contention. He's right behind James Golding. There's 5 laps remaining, and what do you think about that? We knew that. We knew that would be the scenario. This extraordinary exchange. To climb up 17 positions from a lowly qualifier. He's had 5 victories in his supercar career. He might be able to get a victory in the How about Galtander? 648th supercar race for him. He might end up with a 6th Bathurst victory. He's already been in the stratosphere when it's come to achievement at this location. He pretends to believe their luck. They've got a fast race car and they are now effectively up in 2nd position as a result of that. But we're not done. We've got 3 laps to go. Golding and Murray, given the fact that Murray is 6.4 behind the lead. An interesting scenario for that last spot on the podium.
Yes, it will be, because there's nothing in that right now. That gap there. So Golding, is he actually going to take a ride? Have a lunge at him. We'll see what happens.
Matt Payne. He is absolutely laser focused on the task here at the moment, and he's got pressure from Golding, and he will have been informed about the scenario. And what about the shot we had of Garth Tander before? Is he going to be able to stitch together number 6? And if he does that, he joins a couple of legends in Larry Perkins and Mark Skate. Visibility at the top of the hill. It's full-blown cloud cover up there at the moment. Supercars in the mist, creeping out the other side here as we continue to look at this battle for the lead. Now, is Golding going to be able to get by? Is he going to use some muscle? Can he make a 5-second margin here? Who knows? Exactly.
Oh, big slide there. Slide there on the exit of the plane. So as he got on the throttle and he tried to accelerate the car there, it escaped sideways on him. He had to gather it up. So does Golding now just go, wham, I'm going to fire down the inside. Let's Garth Tander. He'll be contemplating life as we speak, because this is a massive.
He's getting there. He's getting there. He's right up the inside. This is a big, big moment. That's a brave place to be. Is he going to be able to hang on to it? Are either of them going to be able to hang on to it? Golding doing everything in his power. I'll bet there's butterflies in the tummy of Garth Tander there at the moment. On the run down to the final corner. Payne from Golding. Reynolds in the background. Golding down the inside.
Reynolds is in now. Reynolds is in this man.
They're going to burst into tears. Anything is possible here at the moment.
Oh, he's lost it. Oh, good save, but he's run wide. Now, Reynolds has got to go to the back of that plane. He's holding on the inside. You don't want to be wide. And now David has a look down the inside. He's got to run the outside. He'll be on the inside of that plane. He'll be on the inside. God, he had a run and he missed it.
Yeah, we saw it, mate. We saw it.
Emotion in the garages. Everything to play for. We are completely out of breath up here. Golding's got the lead. He's got 3/4 of a second. That's David Reynolds. He's third at the moment, but on correction that turns into second. They are feeling their way across the top of the mountain. You cannot see squat up there. You cannot see where you're going at the top of Mount Panorama. What a way to finish this motor race. What an extraordinary day.
Here we go, David Reynolds. You've got to get off the dipper. If he gets to the back of that plane, he's a chance down Conrod Straight.
So the challenge here is that we're all programmed to look at the leader, but he's got a 5-second penalty. So the battle for the effective race lead is right there between Payne and Reynolds. They go down Conrod Straight for the last time. This is almost impossible to describe. What an extraordinary day that we are witnessing at Mount Panorama. If Payne and Tander get this, wow, they have earned it today. The margin remains. The gap is 0.8 of a second. Matt Payne in the braking area at the chase. Here is the focus. Car 100. The Penrite guys are going to go completely berserk if this actually happens. So Golding will cross the line first, but he's not going to win this motor race because of the penalty.
With the gap back to Murray, 5.6 seconds. Unbelievable races in the history of this sport.
Matt Payne, you are a legend. 23 years of age. Penrite Racing.